The Steet Ponte Auto Group in Herkimer and Yorkville and Turnbull Insurance Service since 1866 present Mohawk Valley Living, exploring the arts, culture, and heritage of our region. A special good morning to Ellen in Richfield Springs, enjoying MVL with her Earl Grey.
Good morning and welcome to Mohawk Valley Living, and congratulations to Erin Hamlin for making Olympic history and for making the Mohawk Valley so very proud. I am here in Erin's hometown of Remsen at the Soda Fountain, about to enjoy her very own creation, and it's called the Olympic medalist Erin Hamlin Sundae, made according to her specifications with vanilla ice cream, peanut butter, hot fudge, Oreos, peanut butter cups, topped with whipped cream and a cherry. And again, congratulations to Erin.
Mom's rock and roll at Sylvan Beach. Every Christmas Benny comes back home to play. There was music in the valley. There was music in the air. There was music all around.
Special thanks to our sponsor, Steet Ponte Ford Lincoln Mazda in Yorkville, where we meet some of the guys. Tony shows us a sharp, showroom new, top-of-the-line Lincoln. And Joel gives us a tour of the features of a surprisingly affordable and energy-efficient new Mazda.
Nothing sweeter than the sound of homegrown melody and song. From back porch picking to the Stanley stage, if you listen, you can hear the music play.
The Steet Ponte Auto Group is proud to bring Mohawk Valley Living to you each week, serving the Utica area and the Valley with outstanding customer service. In Yorkville at Steet Ponte Ford Lincoln Mazda, Steet Ponte Volkswagen, and Steet Toyota Scion. And in Herkimer at Steet Ponte Chevrolet. Stop in and see why it's so easy to do business with Steet Ponte. You go the extra mile for your small business and should expect the same from your insurance company. For over 140 years, Turnbull Insurance Service has been committed to local small business. For your commercial coverage, turn to the company ready to go that extra mile. Turn to Turnbull. Do you see the glass as half full? Then read the positive news from Central New York every day at uticarocks.com. Shop NJ Flehan during their February sale and save 10% on all pots store-wide. Whether you are outfitting a restaurant or your own gourmet kitchen, NJ Flehan has the equipment and experience. Open Monday through Saturday at 703 Bleecker Street in Utica.
The people you know, the rock you love, and more songs per hour. 92.7 FM The Drive, Central New York's locally owned independent rock station.
Melrose Supermarket is your family hometown market, known for their choice hand-cut meats, homemade breads, and fresh pastas and salads. Check out the weekly specials at Melrose Supermarket, East Main Street in Frankfort. The Newport Marketplace is a new kind of Main Street with over 40 vendors of antiques, primitives, and country chic, and handcrafted art, jewelry, and Amish baskets. New items arriving daily at the Newport Marketplace on Route 28, just 20 minutes from Utica, Little Falls, and the Valley.
Hi, Dr. Tom. Bringing your cat to the Paris Hill Cat Hospital on Sundays is a part of Mohawk Valley Living. Come inside and see why.
Paris Hill Cat Hospital, this is Lindsay. How can I help you? Hello, Mrs. Cole. Your cat is losing weight and you need an appointment? And you're only available on weekends. Sure, I have an available appointment with Dr. Karen Sunday at 2 p.m. Does that fit into your schedule? Okay.
We're open 7 days a week because we know that your cat can become ill anytime. The Paris Hill Cat Hospital, quality care for your cats and kittens.
Thanks to everyone who entered our mug giveaway. We had hundreds of Facebook, email, and even postcard entries. The winners of an MVL mug by AMP Master Images are Leanne Horn of Ohio, Teresa Ford of Paris, Dale Roberts of Utica, Deb Clemens of Frankfort, and Shauna Browrig of Ilion. Your mugs are on their way, and we look forward to more giveaways soon. We visit the Oneida County Historical Society on Genesee Street in Utica. And in honor of President's Day, we learn about presidential ties to the area. There's even a podium on display from which Theodore Roosevelt gave a speech. To learn more about presidential visits and their ties to the area, we talked to Executive Director Brian Howard.
Oneida County has had its share of presidents coming through the area over the last 220 years, everyone from George Washington to Abraham Lincoln to William Howard Taft to John F. Kennedy, who campaigned here in 1960. Grover Cleveland, the only president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms in the White House, actually started grammar school in Clinton. So we have a long affiliation, not only with our chief executives, but also, did you know that James Schoolcraft Sherman from Utica was the Vice President of the United States under William Howard Taft from 1909 to 1912? The George Washington document in our collection is land indenture for 234 acres that he and New York Governor George Clinton sold to Jed Sanger, the namesake of the town of Sangerfield in southern Oneida County, in 1790. So we have a long affiliation with our nation's chief executives, including the man on the $1 bill. It's arguably the most valuable document in our collection, not only for the story it tells nationally, but for the local connection that we have to the founding father of our nation.
There's plenty of snow for outdoor activities, especially if you're a sled dog. We head north of Utica to catch up with Christina Gates, a musher who has been racing sled dogs since she was 3 years old. Christina is hosting a demonstration this afternoon at the Trenton Greenbelt Trail in Barneveld. Bring the family up to meet Team Sub-Zero.
They're going to see a discussion about the dogs and the equipment. The equipment we use everywhere, everything from how we hook them up to the truck, from the pipes that kind of telescope out from the side of the truck, and the drop chains that they're on to keep them safe from road salts and stuff while we travel and while we're hooking up, to the boxes that are in the truck, how we transport them safely with the bedding in it, to the sled itself, the runners on it, the sled bag on it, the snow hook on it, the lines, and then we'll talk about the dogs too, and then younger kids will be able to get a short ride as well. It's beautiful. We had a race last weekend and I went out on the trail. It was up in Lorraine and the sun was out and the snow was in the trees, and it's really an experience. It almost brings tears to your eyes. It's so beautiful. You don't hear anything when you're on the trail other than the dogs breathing and their collars tinking. It's really gorgeous. They're friendly. They're warm. They're very smart and thinking, and when you're going down a trail and there's changes in the trail along the way, like there's possibly water under some ice on the trail or something like that, you can almost see the leader thinking. You know, they can think and they can feel ahead and divert around that. You know, as they get to it, they're really intuitive about their surroundings. How did I get into it? My parents already had sled dogs when I was born, so I didn't really have much of a choice. I either enjoyed what we were doing when my parents went away on weekends, or I sat miserably in a cold truck.
Today at 1 o'clock, you can meet Christina and her sled dog team at the Trenton Greenbelt Pavilion off Wood Road in Barneveld. It's free with hot chocolate and refreshments to follow the presentation. And this Wednesday is the 11th annual Sled Dog Day at the Western Town Library at 3 p.m. Bring the kids during their winter break for a question and answer session, followed by demonstrations, dog sled rides, and refreshments at the Western Town Library, Main Street in Westernville. Get your sled out on the trails. Call Turnbull Insurance and have a snow adventure tomorrow with complete snowmobile insurance protecting you and your sled. Call 735-9201 and get out on the trails. This Friday, spend an evening with Noam Pikelny and Friends, a collaboration of 5 of the most celebrated acoustic instrumentalists and singers of our time, presenting an evening of original and classic bluegrass this Friday at 7:30 p.m. at the Wellen Hall Schambach Center for Music and the Performing Arts at Hamilton College in Clinton.
Everyone knows the Window King for windows because he's been selling good windows cheap for years. But R.A. Dudrak is much more than windows. He's windows and doors, kitchens and floors. So, whether you're looking for energy-efficient windows to save money this winter, or a new kitchen to brighten up those long winter months, the Window King has it all. Visit their showroom in beautiful Holland Patent and see for yourself why R.A. Dudrak is the Window King.
Make any day a special day and a special day even better with fresh baked pastries and cookies from Cafe Caruso on Bleecker Street in East Utica. Stop in or call ahead for special orders. It's the New Year's clearance sale at the Village Crossing. Save 30% off turtlenecks, coats, jackets, and clothes that sparkle. Winter shoes and boots are marked down, and save an additional 40% off clearance items during the New Year's clearance sale going on now at the Village Crossing in Clinton.
Hi, welcome to the Little Falls Antique Center in the shops at 25 West. We have 2 full floors with 50 vendors of interesting and unique products ranging from specialized to very eclectic, primitive to the not so primitive. Remember, shop local, we're worth the trip.
Shop Shelter for handmade Adirondack furniture designed by craftsman Jim Kiefer. He works with you to create custom pieces to your specifications, from dining room and coffee tables to bookcases, beds, and bunks. Call or visit Shelter on Main Street in Old Forge. Love is always in the air at the Artisans Corner in Clinton, with jewelry, soaps, candles, sweets, and keepsakes for the special people in your life. Shop handcrafted artwork and gifts at the Artisans Corner, open every day at 1 College Street in Clinton. Expecting company? Just call Deansboro Superette. They prepare delicious Middle Eastern platters for any number of guests. Call 841-4377.
I'm gonna watch the sunset in the desert, be the prettiest sight ever.
Special thanks to Turnbull Insurance Service and Mark and Jim Turnbull. Their continued support makes the show possible. Richfield Springs is located at the crossroads of Routes 20 and 28. It was named for the springs that were celebrated for their medicinal properties. During the 1800s, Richfield Springs became a resort and spa destination. People came to drink, inhale, and bathe in the famous waters, including Theodore Roosevelt in 1883. Other notables include Cyrus McCormick, who built a summer retreat here on Sunset Hill. Although McCormick's mansion no longer stands, his neighbor Eugene D. Stocker's home remains. This colonial revival home and estate are on the National Register of Historic Places, including McCormick's original stable that still stands. It was purchased just last year by a local couple with big plans for the future.
Well, we've driven by the place many, many times, but we just love the property. And you look from a distance and you just drive up and it's just so awesome. And it's always been our dream to open up a B&B, and we just thought, oh, what a perfect one in this area. You know, we live in the Cooperstown area and there's a lot of tourism in the area, and we thought, oh, perfect. And eventually I'll get my husband to retire. It was built in 1923, and it was by a famed architect, Dwight James Baum. And he designed the house for Stockards, and we have the book that shows the prints and everything and how original things are still here on the property. And so that's really cool to have that. And that the overall land and the property next door all belonged to Cyrus McCormick back in the days, who was the famed inventor of the Reaper. Well, we just figure, you know, we've always been people, and we've had the land, and it's a big property, so you have to enjoy handling the 12 acres that comes with it, and it's all yard. And we just thought a B&B is how we would like to retire. We figure you have to be busy when you retire. What is it you want to do? And it's something my husband and I both felt we could do well together. We lived in the area for 30 years, and in the village itself, we've already been here for 16 years, and we've been involved in a lot of the community things, you know, the church and the garden club and different organizations, and we just love it. We just call it our own little Norman Rockwell town. We just love Richfield Springs.
To learn more about Sunset Hill Estate as a bed and breakfast or for an event, call 858-3729 or visit sunsethillestate.com. We continue north along Route 167 and take a beautiful drive over Hogsback Road to Kyle Road to the Ortensi Farm. This is home to Gregory and Bernie Ortensi, who raise organic meats as well as offer training, horseback riding, and retirement boarding for horses. They also open their home every year to those who want to live and work on an organic farm.
The farm is certified organic, and we also have certified organic grass-fed beef that we raise and we sell off the farm. We do pastured turkeys that are certified organic strictly for Thanksgiving and Christmas holiday, and we also do pastured chicken certified organic on the farm. So those two are seasonal. We work 7 days a week. That's what a farmer does. We love to be outside. We absolutely love animals, and we love working with people. We do a woofing program on the farm that is seasonal, and so what that is people come and live with us in our farmhouse, and they learn about organic farming. And that's a really nice exchange between, them and us.
To shop for organic meat, or to learn about living or camping at the Hortense Farm, or about riding lessons and boarding, visit thehortensefarm.com or call 858-2634. We say goodbye to Hank, the Great Pyrenees and guardian of the flock, and head back down into the Richfield Springs Valley and back up the south side to Krugerrand Farms. Here we're greeted by another Great Pyrenees who watches over the herd of goats, including this year's new kids, and there's lots of them.
Hundreds of them. We freshened 70 goats who gave us from 1 to 3 kids each. So we lost count actually. Last year we had 18 sets of triplets, so I really don't know how many that we did this year. Well, it's more than a personality thing. I think they're really quite efficient ways to make milk and meat. As I understand, 76% of the red meat eaten by human beings worldwide is goat meat, so that says something for it. And the milk has certain features that you don't find in cow milk. They say it's more digestible and probably our closest thing to human breast milk. So it's used for people with special needs and people who would really enjoy the taste. Very few people can tell the difference in taste between my goat milk and good cow milk.
Well, the boys want to dance with the girls from the city, but they don't care to dance with me. Well, it's not my fault if the fields are muddy and the red clay stains my feet. But when I pass through the pearly gates, my gown be gold instead. Or just the red clay robes and a red clay wings and a red clay halo for my head.
We hear a great place for lunch or breakfast all day is the Chef's Diner on Main Street. It's hopping today like most days, with locals and those who are just passing through.
I've got people that come from Albany, traveling to Syracuse. I have one lady that comes from Binghamton and stops in for a breakfast sandwich randomly every, in the morning, and yeah.
And today there was somebody from Canada?
Yes.
Somebody from Connecticut?
Yes, which is quite a ways away. I live in Jordanville, which is the next town over, and I've actually worked here about 10 years. I've always waitressed and like being around people, and kind of like my family. I see them every day, sometimes twice a day.
Nothing like a good old-fashioned hometown diner like this one. Came in here today and there were people who were local, of course, and people from as far away as Canada. And one thing that we have in common is the enjoyment of really good home cooking. It's hard to leave room for dessert, but be sure to, because it is homemade, and they give you pieces that are, it looked to me like half a pie, certainly enough to take some home.
I came rolling down the hill, down into the Mohawk Valley. Train pulled into Union Station. One passenger was I who chose to stay. I heard drums along the river and banjos ringing in the heights. Singer-songwriters in downtown knew one picker was I who came to play.
The Steet Ponte Auto Group is proud to bring Mohawk Valley Living to you each week, serving the Utica area and the Valley with outstanding customer service. In Yorkville at Steet Ponte Ford Lincoln Mazda, Steet Ponte Volkswagen, and Steet Toyota Scion. And in Herkimer at Steet Ponte Chevrolet. Stop in and see why it's so easy to do business with Steet Ponte. Do something about your chronic pain. InterX therapy can be the answer to your post-surgical or sports injury rehabilitation or chronic neuropathic pain. Call Dr. Michael Tucherone at 853-6225 for non-invasive InterX therapy. It's the New Year's clearance sale at the Village Crossing. Save 30% off turtlenecks, coats, jackets, and clothes that sparkle. Winter shoes and boots are marked down, and save an additional 40% off clearance items during the New Year's clearance sale going on now at the Village Crossing in Clinton. That special art, photograph, or memorabilia deserves a special frame. Oscars creates one-of-a-kind gold and silver leaf mirrors and frames. Oscars Picture Framing, 12 Kellogg Road, New Hartford. Escape the cold winter days in the tropics at the Pop Butterfly Conservatory. Your winter doldrums will be swept away by free-flying tropical birds, butterflies, plants, and frogs. An unforgettable adventure for all ages. Open all winter long, Thursday through Sunday, noon to 4 on Route 7 in Oneonta. Watch Mohawk Valley Living every Sunday on Fox 33 and UTR. And pick up the free Mohawk Valley Living magazine the first of each month. Available at many locations like these throughout the Mohawk Valley and at your closest Stewart shops. Tom's Natural Foods is your connection to local farms for natural and organic fruits and vegetables, meats, eggs, cheeses, and other milk products at Tom's Natural Foods in Clinton, naturally. Alpaca Gardens has the largest selection of the finest alpaca clothing and products in central New York. Alpaca is warmer than wool, softer than cashmere, and hypoallergenic. Visit Paca Gardens. Open Monday through Saturday at 27 West Main Street in Little Falls. This Friday, spend an evening with Noam Pikelny and Friends, a collaboration of 5 of the most celebrated acoustic instrumentalists and singers of our time, presenting an evening of original and classic bluegrass this Friday at 7:30 p.m. at the Wellen Hall Schambach Center for Music and the Performing Arts at Hamilton College in Clinton. The Mohawk Valley Center for the Arts in Little Falls presents Local Arts. Although you know a Zuki when you see one, each one is unique and one of a kind. These zany, whimsical creatures are born in nearby Waterville, the brainchildren of Susie Q. What started as a fun idea has become a booming business.
The birth of Zukis was with my first grandchild, and I was doing a sock monkey baby shower, and I was doing traditional sock monkeys with the Rockford socks. And I decided that I was going to, I ran out of those socks, so I decided to use some. One was eaten by the dryer socks of my daughters, and she had crazy patterns and polka dots and all those sorts of things. So I ended up mixing stripes and polka dots, and that was the birth of Zukis, basically, and the birth of my first grandchild. And then everybody wanted Zukis. It was, you know, so over the years they evolved. Well, first of all, I usually look at everybody's socks. It's hard in the wintertime because you're all wearing boots, but, and I have crazy socks, see? Well, not crazy, but they're stripes.
Right, of course.
I go, any place I go, I have to look for socks first, but I go to the Gap and to H&M and places like that that have their socks change all the time. Like maybe they have ladybugs on them one time, or they have some cool stripes or polka dots. They even do polka dots and then stripes and then polka dots on the same sock, and it's awesome. So I've had my eye on these socks that I'm waiting for them to go on sale so I can, you know, sell my Zuki affordably. But that's what I do. I just go around, go to TJ Maxx and places like that. I have a friend that will help me sometimes, and she kind of is my other half, so she thinks like I do. And then people think we're crazy, but the Zuki speaks to you. The sock speaks to you. I stuff it. It looks like something to me, and I think, well, you need some green on you, or you're going to be crazy. I don't even know when I have a sock with arms on it and a nose on it, whether it's going to have crazy eyes yet or not. It's just kind of a process that goes along that, I don't know. Well, I can't stop because people keep asking for them. I don't want them to just die, you know.
You got a lot of socks
There'd
to
be
go
no,
through, too.
yes, I do have a lot of socks to go through.
You can adopt a Zuki at the Artisans Corner in Clinton. And you can learn more about them and adopt them online at zukiq.com.
There was music in the valley. There was
The building that I'm in may look new, but in reality it is filled with tradition, not just for me, but for many of you. For me, it goes back to I think it was 1971 or thereabouts, and it was called the Courtview, and there was a fellow who was the cook there whose name was Symeon. And I can remember lines of people coming out of the courthouse to go over to the Courtview because they wanted to taste this new thing in town called moussaka. And that was the beginning of Symeon's restaurant. Now it's this beautiful place here on Oriskany Boulevard, and you can come here still and have food that is as good as it was, 36 years ago. Everything from beginning to end, from the soup to the dessert, you can't find much better than right here at Symeon's.
Well, Symeon started in 1973. Just before that, my father ran the Courtview restaurant with my help from my mother. He sold insurance for Metropolitan. Before that, he was running, he was assistant manager at McDonald's up on Seneca Turnpike. After the Courtview had closed down, my father was unemployed at the time. And one of the men from Oneida National Bank, I think he was an upper level management there, friended my father from the Courtview. And even though my father was unemployed, he got him a mortgage to buy the first restaurant on Oneida Street, and then 73. Then the restaurant, actually, he opened a second location in New Hartford, which is where the Daylight Donuts is right now. And New Hartford and Oneida Street ran together for maybe just a few months. And then my father realized he couldn't be in both places all the time, so he went just to New Hartford, and that was from 77 up until 1983. And then the story goes, and he showed up late for work one day. My father's known to be very spontaneous the way he does things. And Bob Rollins, who was my dad's first employee, is still here. My dad walks in, he goes, "Symeon, where have you been? I've been looking all over for you. We got to get ready for lunch." He's like, "Bob, get in the car." He's like, "No, we got to get ready for lunch. Get in the car." So he drove him down Commercial Drive to this location, and he says, "Why are we pulling in here?" He says, "That's our new home. I bought it this morning." So, and then we've been here since.
Whenever you'd walk into the Courtview, there was a fellow behind the counter who was always there to talk to the public, to talk to the customers, and that was Symeon Sr. When I come here today, I'm greeted by his son, Symeon Jr., who has the same finesse, the same gusto, and the same congeniality.
About the